What's up, everybody? Today, welcome in. Okay, first and foremost, welcome into the live stream. Today, we're talking about spiritual provision. We're talking about spiritual provision, and we are going to start talking about desire. And if you don't know what desire is or spiritual provision, you're in for a treat because number one, you don't live life for yourself. That's number one. Number two, you don't live life for yourself, meaning that all of everything that you do is either for God or it's for the devil. And I understand you think that that's not true. But if you did not create you, then the thing that created you has power over you. So people, let's get into desire first. Okay, in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Okay, and remember, the Word does not always mean the Bible. The Word means learning the process and application of the definitions that words have. Definitions were human beings first technology. Okay, definitions were human beings first technology. So desire. What does desire mean? Well, the etymology of the word desire is from the Father. Okay, desire means from the Father. And you guys should know by now that I love definitions. Okay, I love definitions. Desire, when people think of desire, they think of a distant wish, that they really want to do something far, far out there. And I'm here to tell you, desire is not that. But it doesn't matter. It does not matter what you feel the word like how the word should apply. It only matters how the word is designed. And if you can discover the design of anything, you will then discover its purpose. So desire, it means from the Father. When you like after the end of this video, I think your whole world is going to be shaped differently. So if you can lend me your imagination just for a moment, you have let's say you can have an out of body experience. You are posted up on a wall, and not only that, you can see yourself posted up on the walls. Let's say you're laying in bed, you're at work, you're driving, you're sitting at your desk, whatever. What ends up happening is you can see yourself. You can also see the spirit that you are being fed from. Okay, meaning you are able to see if it's God, an angel, or if it's the devil or demons. Okay, and you will also be able to understand that there is somehow a connection between the two. Okay, between you and the spirit that you are connected to. And all these different pieces have purpose, design, intent, and actually a name. Even the cord that goes between from you to the spirit. And I'm not talking about the spirit like candles or crystals or zodiac signs or the universe. I'm talking about God or angels. Now, I understand a lot of people don't think God is real. And I'm here to challenge you on that. If Well, just by a simple question, do you think aliens exist? Aliens, intelligent life out somewhere there in the cosmos. Maybe they're already here. Who knows? If the answer is yes, due to the fact that outer space is just so massive, what that is telling me is that the equation opens up possibilities for a lot of different things. If you are like, oh yeah, aliens definitely exist because outer space is just so big. Now scientists are thinking, oh hey, there's a multiverse. There's the universe, with all these different galaxies and Andromeda and Milky Way, all this other great stuff, and then all that's capsulated somehow, and then there's more of those bubbles, multiverse. And of course you think aliens exist, but if aliens exist because the universe is just so massive, then God exists. But more so, if God, or if anything is created, if you are created, you have a creator. Okay? Like a pencil is created, produced. There's a producer, there's a creator, there's an author. So your I just wanted to touch on that right quick, because there's often I get people who are distracted in life that try to mentor me that God is not real. And then they say aliens are real, and it's mind blowing to me. But nonetheless, desire. Okay. Desire is a spiritual process that exists to capture the connection between you and the spirit that is feeding you. Okay. And remember, everybody listening to me, okay? Everybody that's listening to me, you have people who are not operating in their purpose, that are trying to find their purpose, but they don't know how to find their purpose. People who are not in their purpose, they often are distracted. I call them walking chaos, because everything that they come in contact with, they disrupt. They move off track. Only a distracted person can distract you. Okay? Only a distracted person can ever distract you. A person who is in their purpose, who's building their business, who's operating as a parent, who is, going to the gym, like if they're operating in their purpose, they are unable to distract people. All right. So I do know distractions get really, really irritating, especially for me, and like my brain. But anyway, so back on track. Desire. Okay. Desire is a snapshot. It's a spiritual snapshot, and desire exists inside of your mind. Okay. Desire exists inside of your mind, meaning, you have your brain, which is the organ, and then you have your mind, which is consciousness. This is awareness. Your mind is awareness. Your mind is your spirit. Okay. They both have different functions. A lot of people have weak minds. They don't understand how to control their imagination, their thoughts. They don't verify anything that enters or exits their mind. And it's a real travesty observing this. But there are functions of the mind that I need to bring up, because desire is part of the mind, not the brain. It's a spiritual function, okay? Just like any of your other organs, like the brain, your organs are only here to filter things out, filter and sort things out. They are not here to do much more than that. Your brain, of course, is designed to kind of control involuntary, operations like your heartbeat, breathing, healing, and a whole bunch of other great things that if you had to think about, you would be, unfortunately, not living for too long. But your mind is responsible for sight, okay? Reason. But sight itself, this is what I'm getting at, sight itself is a massive process. It's massive. Sight includes attention, focus, clarity, concentration, perception, perspective, desire, observation, discretion, and a whole bunch of other things. And I mean this seriously, okay? And this is, I talk about the mind so much because it's your single point that connects the physical world to the spiritual world. If you don't get your mind strong, you'll be vulnerable to demonic attacks, okay? And I mean that. If you don't get your mind right, you will be vulnerable to demonic attacks. This is why I've written the ebook, A Piece Called Love, and the Mastering Your Imagination mini course. Your mind is a spiritual tool. You need to be able to use it. And if you don't learn from me, you need to learn somewhere. Okay. And no, your mind is not about going to school. It's about, getting your mind strong is not about going to school, retaining information. It's about alignment. It's about what spells you're casting. How are you communicating? Okay. So desire is part of your mind. Okay, desire is only part of your mind. It's part of sight. And desire, desire is your it's the link between you and the spirit world. Okay? There is okay, so I'm getting distracted from Instagram. So check it. Okay, everybody check it. Okay, I'm tired of this. The people who, if you don't want people to control you in your life, and I mean this from, I don't care if you're living in Europe, I don't care if you're living in Australia, the Congo, Brazil, Puerto Rico. I don't care if you're living in Texas, California, if you're a man, a woman, I don't care. Okay. If you don't want anybody to control you, what you need to do is not let them verify your life. Do not let people verify what you have going on. Okay. If you expose the seed to the wrong thing, meaning the wrong people, or if you expose it to the sun too early, it won't grow. Okay? So the word control, it means to verify. Okay? So whenever I get talking about demons, I try to expose the demons in order to get a revelation started in your heart. But then you get these these religious people. Okay? Religious people. These religious people who are trespassing on a process that's not even theirs. Start asking stupid questions, very stupid questions like, are you Christian? You have no authority here. And that pisses me off. It gets me upset. Okay? It really bothers me. You have the brass, the gall to verify a process that you weren't invited into. That's one reason why I don't have panels on my live stream. Anyway, desire, okay? Desire is it's a snapshot on the spirit that's providing for you. Okay? It's a snapshot on the spirit that is providing for you. If you don't know, the word life, okay? Life has a definition, okay? Not the experience. I'm talking about the word. If you open up a dictionary, you will see many words. In the dictionary, there's a word called life. If you open up the the dictionary called etymology, okay? Etymology means truth, okay? Etymology, it gets back to the root of any word that you want to know. Any single word that you want to know, you want to understand, it goes back to the original language of it. And it lets you know how it evolved over time until how we got here today. I like etymology, okay? Modern dictionaries stay current, okay? Stay current. If you look up the word nice, I don't know, maybe 200 years ago, if there was dictionaries 200 years ago and looked up the word nice, it would not mean what it was in or originally meant. And the original definition, I'm prone to say, is what and how the spirit world sees your communication. So the word life, it means spiritual existence imparted by God. If you look at the word impart, okay, I-M-P-A-R-T, impart. Impart also has a definition. It means to bestow, to provide. It also means a gift, to transfer a gift. So life itself is the bridge between the spirit world and the physical world, quite literally in the definition. Okay, life, spiritual existence imparted by God. Okay, when you learn to understand desire, you'll leverage your attention tenfold. Okay, and attention is what all of your spiritual warfare is about. Attention. They're battling for your attention. You're in your purpose, and guess what? The image of pornography comes up, or you're in your purpose, and guess what? The image of your ex-husband being happy with his new wife comes into your head, and now you're just fuming, right? you're in your purpose, and now the image of your children disrespecting you is being presented to you. Okay, your attention is the prize. It's the currency in the spirit world. When you misuse it, you will be fed by spirits that don't mean you well. Okay, demons. And don't worry, demons don't necessarily make you feel bad. Most demonic activity, most wicked activity, feels good. Okay, it feels good to your body. And the word wicked, it means evil principles. Okay, remember the Bible says we wrestle not with principalities, we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with principalities. Okay, principle, that word, it means first. So wicked means evil things that are first. Okay, evil principles, evil processes. Okay. You don't know, but because life is a gift, if you continuously not acknowledging the provision that God has given you, is giving you, and will give you, what ends up happening is you misalign yourself. You shift. Okay? You shift. And I'm going to explain later what this shift actually means. Okay? Because there seems to be some confusion what the shift actually means. Okay. So I am in my purpose. Thank you, God. So remember, I saw a post this morning from Andrew Tate. Shout out Andrew, okay? And I saw the post, and what he was saying is absolutely true. And I'm not going to be able to remember it exactly, but I'll just say it in my own words. What he said was, he asked the question, if there were treasure in the middle of the street publicly that everybody could see, everybody knew, it was like, let's just say it was $1 million sitting in the middle of your street right in front of your house, and the police was okay with it, like nobody was gonna throw you in jail, but the treasure, whoever got it first, it's theirs. Okay, I want you to reframe your mindset to understand that difficulty is a thing that is guarding the treasure. Okay, if you think that pain is not required for success, you've been lied to by something in society. Probably the same things that have told you that Christopher Columbus was a hero, and he actually discovered the Americas that already had people here. Your success requires difficulty. Difficulty is the test that allows you to earn the place in life. If you want easy life on easy mode, don't be shocked when you're broke. Don't be shocked when you're poor. Okay, don't be shocked when you're 600 pounds. It's easy to eat food. Okay, don't be shocked. So, shifting, okay, desire. When you shift Um, well, what do I mean by shifting? I mean that um, you are like, mm, it's like you are moving from McDonald's to Burger King to Jack in the Box to Taco Bell to Cracker Barrel to Ruth's Chris to Panda Express. Then you cook at your home. So I want you to imagine all of these businesses, to include your home, is a type of spirit. Okay, the grocery store, all of these different businesses have food in them. The food you can eat. Okay, they don't move. Okay, spirits are stationary, but they don't exist in the third dimension. So they feel like they're moving, but they deal with time, like time. They're not as us. Like, so like the second dimension, if we were a second dimensional creature or a creator, we would experience looking at the third dimension in a very different manner. We would only see a sliver. Okay. Just like humans, when we observe anything in the fourth or fifth or sixth dimension, it feels spooky. It's like, what is that? Okay. So anyway, remember, in the beginning, God created the heavens, plural with an S, right? The heavens with an S, and earth. He created the heavens and the earth. I wonder why the Bible said heavens as plural. Very interesting, isn't it? So, when you shift alignment in the spirit world, it's like you're going to a different business. You're currently cooking at home, and let's say cooking at home is symbolic to the Garden of Eden. Okay, and you know the Garden of Eden, you are abundant. You can freely eat from every tree, right? And you have everything in your refrigerator, in your cabinet, in your cupboard. You have all the seasonings you want. You have all the cookbooks. And you're a chef. Like, you know what to do. But for some reason, you think that Taco Bell has better tacos than you do. That's envy, okay? And that would be Leviathan, the demon called Leviathan. Just your speech, your communication, okay? Your communication shifts you. You say, "Oh, I don't like taco. I think Taco Bell has better tacos than I do." Without thinking, you would stand up, turn around, and walk until you got into the building called Taco Bell. You would then eat only from Taco Bell. Shifting shifting alignment in the spirit world happens first with your speech. Okay, it first happens how you communicate. Okay, communication, or the word communicate, it means to make information common. So how you speak, often it shifts you in spirit. When you don't understand that, then you will almost certainly do demonic work. Okay, this is why the Bible warns us of this. Idle lips are the devil's mouthpiece. If you're not verifying the words that come out your mouth, why do you think you start to attract people who are desperate, who are hopeless, who are evil, who are wicked, who are lazy, who just want to use you for your body, who only want you for your money? Like you're sending out. The thing is, yes, your physical action also can move you to a different place as well. If you're in your house, or my example was the Garden of Eden, and you throw your taco to the ground and you stomp it out and you just throw it away and you cry, okay? You didn't speak any words, but you still communicated, okay? Actions are still communication. So in that example, you would stop talking, stop crying, stand up straight, walk out the house, walk right into Taco Bell, and now you can only eat from Taco Bell, okay? Now, this is an example of what happens, okay? Because words in the spirit world are contract. Words in the spirit world are contract. What you say shifts you, okay? What you say shifts you. This is why I'm like so against venting. Oh, I just need to get it off my chest. Can I talk to you, please? Please let me talk to you. Oh, my business is not going too good. My employees are stealing from me. I need somebody to talk to. Do you know when you complain, you're actually thanking demons for doing a good job? Did you know that when you complain, you're not getting demons away? You're only telling them that they're doing a good job. That's it. It feels great to complain. Remember, all sins, like all temptation, all wicked ways, all evil things feel great. Okay? Feel wonderful. Like fun is demonic. Fun is demonic. You are a creator. Okay? Because we were made in the image of God, that means we are a creator. God did not say dogs are made in his image. Dogs are not creators. Dogs are creatures, just like worms. Now, don't disrespect the creatures. Don't be malicious and just randomly, do crazy things. But they are not creators. We are creators. You are a creator. Okay. So when you So in your your house, you're cooking and you don't like tacos, or you cooked tacos, but you want Taco Bell's taco because you think it's better. Okay. This is what this means is envy. Okay? Envy is when you think that God's provision is not enough. Okay? That your kitchen that God built for you is not enough. Your tacos that God helped you cook and create is not enough. So you don't deserve it. You didn't earn it. Okay? Even though you made it, you are rejecting the provision. Okay? The issue here is that there are more than one slot that or building restaurant that you can go eat at. So even though you made a taco for dinner, there's still McDonald's, there's KFC, there's Jack in the Box, there's a grocery store, there's, a whole bunch of other places you can eat, even after you just ate. Shifting or getting out of alignment, it's when you move, okay? But you have to take a pathway there. Okay, in the spirit world, getting out of that example, Um, there's a word called intuition. Okay, there's a word called intuition. Intuition, it means spiritual perception. I want you to think of intuition like this. I want you to think of intuition like um, a pathway. Okay, you have a sidewalk, you have the middle of the road, you have a path in the woods, you have a tunnel, you have a bridge. You know, you can go on rollerblades, a skateboard, a bike. You can ride on a horse, fly on a plane. Okay, intuition is only a spiritual pathway. Think of it like that. Okay, intuition is only a spiritual pathway. Yes, a spiritual pathway. Please only think of it like that. There are many types of paths that you can decide to go on. Okay, but it's you that has to move. The stores don't move. The spirits are always there. So, and what store you go into, what spirit that you allow or that you walk up to, um, of course, is based on the path that you take. How you communicate shifts your path. So if you're walking to the store and you say, I don't like tacos, okay, then you have to take a certain path to go to to go to KFC to get some chicken. If you say, oh, I don't like chicken, I want a sub. Okay, so now you have to go a different path to go to Subway. So how you communicate is what the different path is the path that you will decide on. Okay. If intuition is the path itself, spiritual perception, what is the substance inside of intuition? If intuition is the path itself, what's the substance? What's the jelly like substance? The water, the soil that's inside of the tunnel. What is that called? It's called something. Okay? It's called something. It's called inspiration. Okay? The substance inside of the pathway, the spiritual pathway called intuition, is called inspiration. It's called inspiration. We do not inspire the spirit world. I'm letting you know that, okay? We get provided, or we get inspired by the spirit world. We do not inspire the spirit world. Too many people think, well, why is God doing it like this? I don't know. We don't get to we don't get to decide that. Do you get to tell your father, your mother, what to feed you at night? As a 5-year-old kid, you might communicate that you don't like broccoli, and if they are compromising and understand how to make something else equally as nutritious, so you still get the lesson, then they might give you Brussels sprouts or green beans, or whatever. But we don't get to tell God how to be God. That's not a thing. So what does inspiration mean? Okay? If inspiration is the substance inside of intuition, what does the word inspiration mean, or inspire? Well, inspire means to be in spirit. Okay, so I want you to think of a swimming pool. and that this swimming pool is comfortable for you and you know how to swim. Okay. So you jump into the pool and the water goes above your head, and now your whole body is submerged underneath the water. Going underneath the water and the water all around you. This is what is called in spirit. To be in spirit. You are in the spirit, inside of spirit. Okay. It's like a 3-dimensional swimming pool. But so when you are enjoying yourself, joy literally in the spirit world is surrounding you. Okay. When you are inspired by Leviathan, the demon who rules pride and envy, you are not only experiencing envy, you are envy itself. Okay. People like to do, like say these things with like emotions, like, oh, I'm so happy. Listen to me. You are a human being. You cannot be happy. You yourself are not happy. You are experiencing happiness. Okay. You are experiencing the emotion called happiness. You are not happy. You are a human being. You have organs. You have, dreams and visions and aspirations. You're human. But in the spirit world, when you are inspired, you are envy. Okay. If you walk into the store of pride, you are pride. This is why they say in the spirit world, you, like it possesses you. Okay. Meaning it takes hold. Okay. To be inspired by a spirit means that it possesses you. You breathe it. You are it. Okay. So the substance inside of intuition is called inspiration. When you communicate or act in a certain way, you shift to a different store. You shift to a different type of spirit. Either you're sitting in front of God, or you're sitting in front of Mammon, or Beelzebub, or Leviathan, or Ashtaroth, or Wormwood, or Jezebel, or Delilah, or Ahab. Okay, when you shift, you shift by your communication, and physical movement is a type of communication. But when you also communicate with your words, you also shift. Okay. And when you go into the store, they provide. Okay. When you go into Taco Bell, while you're in there, you can only eat from Taco Bell. You can only go to the bathroom from Taco Bell. And the residual effects of eating only Taco Bell, all that fast food, it will show. Okay. But in spirit, we call that the fruit. Okay. The fruit. So if you are surrounded by Leviathan, if you are possessed with Leviathan, it will show in the fruit. Okay. Meaning, are people around you arrogant? Do people around you only provide you flatter? Okay. Remember Leviathan, the demon of Leviathan, he rules pride, but pride means the love of display. But prideful people are always arrogant. But pride, the love of display, can only live. Okay. Pride can only live if, number one, you argue. Okay. Arguing is a spiritual tool that demons use to continue to exist inside of you. 2, flattering. Okay. The love of display. You see it online. people who are leading with their sexual energy, okay? People who are displaying, oh, look at my, my doctor degree. I'm so accomplished, you know. Oh, look at my family. Oh, aren't they pretty? Look at my kids. He graduated high school. Oh, my children come first. All this wickedness, all this evil, all these evil ways, okay? They require flattery, okay, to give somebody praise where it's not due. And for example, right, I don't care if I'm handsome or not to you. I sincerely don't care. But there are people who are actually ugly. Okay, there are people who are actually not physically attractive, and that's fine. That's fine. I love them anyway. You love them anyway. That's fine. But you'll hear online especially, oh, get it, girl. Oh, queen, slay. It's horrible. Okay, like if the person is ugly, if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say it. Okay, that should be simple. But if you decide to open your mouth, to crack your dry lips, to say, yes, you are attractive when you are not, you as a community are creating a narcissist. And you are then keeping what is called this demon called Leviathan, not only in the person, but also inside of you. Okay. This is how demons spread. Okay. So I need to get back on track a little bit. So, your communication, whether it be physical or verbal, aligns you. Okay. It aligns you into a certain pathway that leads to a certain spirit. Okay. It leads to a certain spirit. So this spirit will then provide for you. Now, what does the word provide mean? Okay. People oftentimes get confused with provision. Okay. Fathers, be a good provider. Provide for your kids. That's what everybody likes to yap about. Okay. Sure. Of course. But what does that mean? For real. Now, provision or provide, it means to supply the needs of. It does not mean to give. Giving and provision are not the same thing. Okay? Giving and provision are not the same thing. The word give, it means to yield to pressure. So, only good women do this. Only good men do this. And then if you are listening to that and you accept this person as your mentor for whatever like strange reason, you then will start to adopt that. You think that, oh, all women are supposed to be this way. All men are supposed to be this way. But that is not at all the case. Provision is when you have value and then let the value be known. Okay? Provision is when you have value and then you just simply make an offer. Okay? Hey, I have food. If you want to eat, come and eat. That's provision. I can't force it on you. If I say you must, like, You are a stupid human being if you don't take this. Now I'm not providing. Now, um, now what I'm doing is I'm flipping the roles here. And this is like a clever sales trick. No, I'm flipping the roles. What I'm doing is called taking. The word take, it means to seize by force. Okay? Seize by force. Okay? So taking, seizing, stealing, to remove, to take this from you somehow by force. And it could be with emotional pressure. Okay? You've got to be stupid to not do this. Or you've also heard only real men do this. You've also heard only true women act like this. Okay? That is them flipping the script. They are trying to seize something by force from you. That's why it's called give and take. Okay? Giving means yielding to pressure. Okay? Yielding to pressure, some type of emotional pressure, legal pressure, social pressure, personal, private pressure. Okay. But provision is just saying, hey, I have food. I have money. I have a house. I have things for you. If you want it, come and get it. It's here for you. Now, there might be barriers for access. You might have to pay some money to get this value. Okay? It might be free. It might not be free. You might have to climb a mountain in order to, experience the glory of the view of the cliff. Okay? If you've ever been seriously hiking, you understand hiking can get tough. Okay. But once you're at the edge of that cliff and you're looking down in the valley, nothing like it. Okay. There's nothing like it. So when you understand that provision, spiritual provision, is a thing that you have to accept. Okay? You accept willingly. For example, when you when your husband or wife comes in from work and let's say you are actually in good spirits, you're in a good mood, okay? And what ends up happening is you definitely are in a good mood, but want to love on your spouse as they are coming in, but they're having a bad day. And you're washing dishes and there's a fork that's dirty, but it's on the sink, like on the counter right next to the sink. And you literally are cleaning the dishes. That argument that your spouse creates when they first come in, what ends up happening is you have to accept that energy. Okay? You have to accept it. And once you say first, are you stupid enough to not see? You are now in spiritual warfare. Okay? You are now in spiritual warfare. Because you think you have to prove your point. That's called an argument, okay? You thinking so strongly that you've just got to prove your point. These people just need to, or like my wife always is complaining. My husband's always complaining. Spiritual warfare. It's spiritual warfare. Arguing is a sin. Okay? Gossiping is a sin. So, with that being said, the process of desire, okay? I've mapped out the entire process of desire. If you want to look up or like relook this, just go over to my YouTube. The live stream will be posted over there, okay? But your ability to see desire will then help you leverage your attention, okay? What influences your communication? Do you know what influences you to want to communicate to somebody else? I'm not referring to talking. I'm referring to communication. Why do you ever really feel a need to open your mouth and make information common with somebody else? The need for us to make information common is connection. Okay, we have a deep-seated need by design to stay connected to other human beings. And I know people think that, oh, I don't like being around people. I don't like this. I don't like that. That's a lie. That's a lie from the devil. If you have a spiritual gift, okay, if you are an empath, a healer, a teacher, an evangelist, if you have charisma, if you have discernment, you're designed. Okay, it's like Legos. If you're a triangle, you go in the triangle hole. If you're a circle, you go in the circle hole. If you're a square, you go in the square hole. It's by design. You are designed to be with people. So you communicate to connect. You communicate to express the love of connection. Information itself does not connect, but when you communicate, it's that need to connect. You want to connect. Okay. Now, when you are learning, how much the spirit world actually impacts your life, you're gonna be shell shocked. And I again, everybody, I don't mean crystals, I don't mean zodiac signs, I don't mean the Hobbit, from the Ring. I don't mean any of that stuff. I mean God, angels, devil, demon, the spirit world. Okay. When you understand how much the spirit world impacts your life, you're going to be shocked. Okay. So I want to talk about one thing, and it's about paying attention. Attention is your most valuable spiritual asset, but you, for your entire life, have been taught, and you've only heard, pay attention. Pay attention. And not only pay attention to where you're broken in life. Fix that. Nobody ever told you to double down on what freaking works. Nobody told you what worked. Do that again. Yeah, we like that. But we think that what works must feel good. We think what works, we must be so deeply interconnectedly in love with it. So then you don't start a business that works. You start a business that you love. And the business that you love almost certainly is not your purpose. Ooh, did I offend somebody today? Okay. Did I offend somebody today? Your purpose is almost certainly not what you love. It's what you're good at. It's what the people respond to. Okay. Your attention is currency. Okay. You can either pay it or you can invest it. You've never heard of investing your attention. Why not? Why haven't you ever heard of investing your attention? If it's currency, we can invest the dollar bill. We can invest gold. We can invest silver, diamonds. We can invest pesos, dinar, the yen. We can invest any type of currency, but not attention? Why can't we invest attention so it compounds and multiplies? I mean, after all, it's the most valuable spiritual asset we have. Did you know where your attention goes in spirit? This is called worship. Okay? Your invested attention is called worship. This is the habits that you have. Okay? What are you continuously doing on autopilot? Okay? Investments in real life, not in the spirit world, they grow exponentially on autopilot. Okay? This is why you have your Roth IRA. Okay? This is why you have your offshore accounts. This is why you have franchises, your assets. Okay? Not liabilities. But in the spirit world, what you pay attention to is just you going into one of those stores and purchasing one time. This is you going in the Taco Bell and you getting a single taco. But when you invest in Taco Bell, now you're a shareholder. And every time somebody else grabs a taco, you get paid from it. When you in the spirit world, when you invest your attention into greed, let's say greed. Okay. People don't know, but greed actually makes you poor. Okay. Like, this is a huge misconception. And the demon that runs greed is mammon. God does not want you poor, but greed, there are more poor people who are greedy than there are rich people. Poor people don't like rich people, but want to be rich. It's so strange to me. My mind is blown all the time when I hear stuff like this. Rich people are ruining the world. Secretly, you want to be rich. Are you going to ruin it more? Are you going to add to the ruin that you think rich people are doing? So greed makes people poor. The demon of mammon makes people poor. When you invest your attention into mammon, the demon that rules greed, you create generational poverty. It operates on autopilot. Your attention is spiritual currency, the most valuable asset. I sincerely hope that I'm getting through to all you guys. When you invest your attention into demons, you create generations that fall underneath that demon, thus spreading the kingdom of the devil. Don't do that. I don't want you to do that. Spread God's kingdom, okay? Invest in joy. Invest in grace. Invest in Jesus. Invest in love. Invest in humility. Invest in virtue. Invest in the archangels, okay? Invest in angels. Invest in the seraphim, all these different things that are holy, okay? These are the things you need to invest in. Wisdom. Do you know what the word wisdom is? Like, wisdom. Solomon wrote a lot about wisdom in Proverbs. You guys need to read a chapter on Proverbs every single day that you are alive. Once you finish the book of Proverbs, do it again. Just keep doing it. And I mean it. Over. Just go in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just keep on going until the day that you expire. Okay? So, your attention is what I'm talking about here. So, if your attention is directed, if the clarity or the focus of your attention is bringing your attention focused on the acquisition of money instead of serving people, you are underneath, or you are in the building called greed. Okay, if your attention is only on the flavor of food, you are now in the building or the sin called gluttony. Okay, if you are if your attention is only on, and your attention is it's a mind thing. So if your attention is on people telling you online how hard of a life that you have, or how much that, or like how proud of you that they are, how handsome or pretty or sexy that you are. If that's where your attention is, you are in the area, the building called pride. Leviathan rules that. Okay, Beelzebub rules gluttony. Mammon rules greed. Okay, investing your attention is the habits that you create with your mind, the sight. Okay, what fruit are you looking at? Okay, and what you look at, your attention directs your creativity. And I'm building a master course on how to master your imagination. I believe it should be done in a few weeks. It's massive. Okay? And you're going to love it. It's truly what will help you. If I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. And it's in English, so you're going to have to learn English. You need to learn how to invest your attention. Your attention directs your creativity, okay? Creativity, the act of bringing forth, okay? The act of when God said, let there be light, like God created everything, okay? The Creator brought everything from nothing. We are creators because we are made in the image of God. Image, that word, image, okay? I am not a God. You are not a God. I am not proclaiming to be a God. But the word image means something. Image means artificial representation of a person or a thing. Artificial representation of a person or a thing. So this means artificial intelligence. God created us humans as his artificial intelligence. That means we possess God-like qualities. Okay? Your attention directs your creativity. Your creativity is fueled by your imagination. Your imagination only exists because you have the ability to play. If you cannot play, you do not understand how to create. If you do not play, then that means somebody else is creating your life for you. And I'm not talking about a spirit. I'm talking about people now. If you don't have the ability to play, and I'm not talking about having fun. I'm literally talking about play, to frolic, to do things. Play is creativity in motion. Creativity is a spiritual function. Okay? When you understand what I'm saying, I sincerely hope this is blessing you, man. Your attention directs your creativity. The fact that God had his attention on us, he created everything from nothing. Okay? And look, listen, if you want to get a hold of me, please email me. Okay? Email me at your own discretion. Because I don't like people who only want to vent. I'm not a therapist. I do not therapize you. Okay? I want you to know everything that I said today is real. Okay? So your desire, there's you, the pathway, and the spirit. That whole process is called desire. Provision is not giving. But when you act a certain way through your communication or through prayer, okay? Oh, I forgot to say that. Excuse me. Okay, so when God is providing to you, what is that called? That's called inspiration. Okay? Inspiration flows through intuition. But when we communicate to God or the devil or demons or angels, what is that called? That is called prayer. Okay? That's called prayer. Pray means to beg. Okay? Pray also means to request a favor. Now listen, if Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or any other successful business person came up to you and you are trying to start your business, or maybe you have a business right now, whatever, and you ask for their advice, or you want their advice, but you have to somehow ask for it. Hey, can you advise me on how to do a sales funnel? What is a flywheel funnel? What is bottleneck service? What is marketing? Please, Mr. Elon, Mr. Jeff Bezos, please help me. What ends up happening is that's called begging. Okay? It's called begging. If you want what they have, you have to request it. The request is called begging. Now, people have put some type of shame over begging, but I'm not too proud to beg God. I beg God every day for His grace and His mercy. I ask God for His provisions. I ask God for healthy family. Growth in my wealth, in my money, in my legacy. All this stuff. Okay, so when you communicate to the spirit world, This is called prayer. There are 7 levels of prayer, and I've written about it in my ebook called A Peace Called Love. Prayer is how we communicate to the spirit world. Prayer is not always intentional. Prayer occurs when you communicate. Your body can communicate without words, okay? Words are also a form of communication, okay? Thank you. So, now that we have all that said, desire is the link between you and the spirit world. It's how you communicate to the spirit world and how the spirit world communicates to you. Okay? There are 3 ways you can influence your desire. 3 ways you can influence your desire. Number 1 is attention. Okay? It's simple. Desire follows your attention. Desire follows your attention. What you focus on grows stronger, whether you're paying for it, cheap attention, or you are investing in it. Your study, discipline, focus, or purpose, okay? Attention is spiritual currency. You already know that. It feeds whichever source is providing for you. It does not matter if a demon is providing for you. It does not matter, okay? If you're full of lust and Asmodeus is here, as soon as you continue to pay attention to that image of the sexy girl or the sexy guy, Asmodeus has you, okay? This is why the Bible says, you know, if you look at a woman from just from lust, just looking at a woman lustfully, you've already committed a sin. It's because lust has you already. You just don't think you can control your thoughts, and you can. This is what I teach. This is why this real estate broker, first 3 weeks of me coaching her, first 3 weeks, she got $40,000 in capital investment. Her attention completely shifted. She's married. She has a kid, you know, thriving now. She's thriving now. Attention. Okay. The next way you influence your desire is through prayer. Okay. Remember, how you communicate to the spirit world is called prayer. Okay. Every thought, every word, every complaint is a form of prayer. If you eat fried chicken, if you drink poison, if you cut your wrist, if you eat nutritional food, if you go to the gym, if you curse out your mom, all of that is called prayer. Okay? The spirit world sees it. We think God sometimes is absent from us. No, we believe we believe an illusion that God is not here, when God is all places at the same time. As soon as you believe that illusion, it's like you are stepping underneath an umbrella when God is raining on you. And you're complaining that God is not here. You are the one holding the umbrella. Drop the umbrella so God can rain on you again. Okay? So, if you want to learn about prayer, get the ebook, A Peace Called Love. Okay? So, belief is the third way. Okay? Belief is the third way you can influence desire. Okay? Belief is a brain function. Okay? Belief is a brain function. You have the brain and you have the mind. Okay? I don't teach you how to master your brain, because your brain is the organ. I cannot teach you how to master your kidneys. I cannot teach you how to master your eyeballs. I don't know how to teach you how to master your skin. Okay? I can't teach you how to master your digestive system. I can give you products and lotions and vitamins and stuff, but that's not even me teaching you how to master it. It does its own thing. It's designed to filter and sift through things, okay? So your mind can be taught. Okay. This is why people have a phrase called a weak mind. Okay. If you have a weak mind, if anybody calls you weak in anything, this is an indication that you can get stronger because there's a measuring tool. If if you are short for whatever reason and you want to get taller, you can get taller. If there's a measuring tool, you can either get better or worse. You can flow on that measuring stick. Okay. Yes, there's a this weird procedure in China where they lengthen your shins, and people actually go through it. It's painful. I don't recommend it. Okay, God designed you perfectly. Okay, so when you oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. So belief. Okay. Belief is when your brain accepts the data as true. That's what belief is. Okay. Belief is when your brain understands that blue is blue, or your phone is your phone, that your mom is your mom. Belief also is when you believe that your mom hates you or your mom loves you. Belief is also thinking, I am rich. I am poor. I am African American. I am Caucasian American. Okay? That's belief. Okay? Wisdom, the word wisdom, it means spiritual truth. Wisdom is spiritual. This is why Solomon talks so much about it. It's a spiritual function. It's not a brain function. Wisdom is when your mind, not your brain, when your mind knows you or knows the data, the spiritual inspiration as true. Okay? It changes the inspiration to wisdom. Okay? Now, if you are accepting demonic inspiration as wisdom, that's called wickedness. Okay? I had to say that plainly. If you accept demonic inspiration as true, this is called wickedness. The word wicked, of course, remember, wicked means evil principles. Evil principles. All right? Evil principles. You are and have accepted evil processes, evil systems as true. Okay? And I shift people, leaders, executives, business owners, entrepreneurs, fathers, mothers, decision makers, real people, people with spiritual gifts. And I shift them and I help them master their mind. Master their mind. Understand that pain is a blessing. Pain is a pleasure. Pain is pleasure. You are running from the thing that is designed to help you grow. Demons have tricked you into thinking that pain is somehow the freaking enemy. And you wonder why you're not growing in life. So I was once almost 300 pounds. I'm not 300 pounds anymore, as you can kind of guess. But I know I'm tall. I'm 6'4". I think I'm 250 pounds now. Okay? 250 pounds, 6'4". I consider myself as I am average. I can run miles without stopping. I don't need to run fast. I can just run them, not walk. I can run them. Okay. It was pain losing that weight. Pain losing that weight. So many battles in my mind I had to overcome. I had to stop thinking when my legs ached, that pain. I had to stop thinking that I couldn't do it, that it wasn't for me. I had to stop thinking that waking up early, creating sales funnels wasn't for me, because it was just it's just so uncomfortable waking up. I had to stop thinking, I'd rather hang out with family other than, do lead generation. Okay. Like, pain is part of God's plan. Where in any of the 6 days of creation that God outlined to us did he say it felt good, it was pleasing for me to create all of this? This means, well, the only thing that he said, things were good. I created light, and then I saw that the light was good, so I called light day. Side note, I discovered this is why every human being at one point in time is afraid of the dark. Most adults still are afraid of the dark today. Today, most adults still are afraid of the dark. And you probably don't believe me. But at night when you're closing, and tell me in the comment section, at night when you are shutting down your house, it's bedtime. You're turning the lights off. The kitchen, the living room, the stairwell. As you're turning them off, do you have this eerie feeling that monsters are looking at you from the darkness? Okay? If yes, then that means you're still afraid of the dark. Okay? Now, it doesn't mean that you need a nightlight or that you sprint away. It's the feeling. Okay? We're designed this way. This is why God said the light is good. And this is why naturally humans are afraid of the dark. We're not supposed to be in the dark. It's by design. The Bible tells us this. So, it's by design. I hope this has blessed you, okay? It's on YouTube. This live stream will be on YouTube. You can go look it over, okay? I shift people who are gifted but not fruitful to being fruitful, to understanding their purpose. From people who are who earn 6 figures a year into making $2 million a year, $3 million a year. From people who have the gift of healing to then now opening your business that heals people, to opening that soup kitchen, that nonprofit. That business owner that is about to dissolve their business, to close down shop, to a business that's thriving, profits that have went tenfold. I do that, okay, with the principles from the Bible. Yes, from the Bible. And for anybody who thinks God wants you poor, ask yourself, was Jesus Christ poor himself? Was Job poor? Was Solomon poor? No, they weren't. They weren't. Were they perfect? No, they weren't. Excuse me. Jesus was perfect, yes, but everybody else was not. Excuse me. So, with that being said, I will conclude here. And if you really want to get a hold of me, please email me at kylewoodsllc@yahoo.com. I look forward to the connection. Okay, next week's topic will be family service. Today we spoke about desire, how how you communicate to the spirit world, what the part in between the spirit world is what that is called, and how the spirit world communicates to you, and how it is so vital for you to master your mind, and how vital it is for you to guard your attention. If you want to learn how to master your mind, I've written an ebook, a piece called Love. If you want to go on and master your mind in a mini course, get deeper into it. I have a mini course called the Mastering Your Imagination. I like action takers. I like people who take action. I enjoy them. I have them in my circle. Rich people take action, okay? But they have to do it with discernment, with discretion, but with prudence as well. Okay? Now, I have to close out. I love you all, okay? If you didn't know, now you know.